What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another Epic 7 video. I think we got some good stuff to talk about. It's been a hot minute, but I did see some character previews, so I can't wait to see what we have in store for today. We're going to check it all out, starting with a 1-minute summary, and then I'm assuming jump straight into the hero preview, who I did not recognize at all. So I think we're all in for quite a big surprise here. But thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and check this out together. All right, January 15th, Epic 7 update. Who the heck is this? I saw a snake. I see some, what is that? Some bindings, like she's in a straitjacket. Fenne? I guess we'll hear how they pronounce it in the character preview. But she is a homunculus intertwined with a snake, dreaming of a perfect family. Okay, very interesting. And she's going to be an ice soul weaver. All right, I was not expecting this at all. I don't know where she's coming out from. Admittedly, I haven't been on top of the Epic 7 lore. But I don't believe the story has started yet, right? So this might be like the character, if you guys recall, in previous chapters, there's always a breakout character to lead us into the new story. I'm assuming this is who, this is what it's kind of for, alongside, of course, the, you know, the new kid, Aiden, new kid Auden, Bystander Hua, the Teiyu that's going to be coming out, etc. But yeah, like when Shu came out, things like that, the Solitaria, I think this is going to be the sort of character that leads us into the next arc. So, very cool. I definitely like her style is something unique for sure. I can't wait to see what her kit's about. Hopefully not just a typical soul weaver, because she got some interesting aesthetics, I'll say that much. Oh my god. And the other thing is Lone Wolf Para. So our next Moonlight 5-star, she kind of looks like she's straight out of Espa, or maybe like, what is it in League of Legends? KDA, something like that. Lone Wolf Para looking very cool. All right. I know this one was also it was hinted at. A lot of people were expecting Para to be the next ML5. I'm guessing then it's going to be Teiyu after this. So Para into Teiyu, and that'll probably wrap up the school arc. Kind of this school thing we got going on. But yeah, all right. I don't know if I saw her preview, guys. So I know we'll be looking at Fenne. But Para, I don't think, right? It's too soon for them to release the trailer, I believe. We got an EE for Sez and Blooming Litica. You know what? I like these two choices, even though I don't play these two characters that much. I know Sez, after his many buffs, reworks, is definitely viable. And I think an exclusive equipment could push him into a much more dominant, you know, meta-viable position. And then Blooming Litica, almost the same thing too, I would say. She definitely, people that know how to use her have her geared well. She can still put in work, just not usually seen in, like, you know, the spotlight as much as some other characters. But yeah, I've definitely been blown up by some Blooming Litica, some Liticas here and there. So hopefully those EEs are very good. Rift Season 3 finally starting. Defect Terminator Zeon on the 23rd. And of course, this will be our Ice Era age, guys, okay? Now, I wonder if that does mean Fenne, the Ice Soul Weaver here. Is this like when Lord Kane came out? I wonder if she's going to be the character to bring us into the Rift. I hope she's not just a Rift viable character. Hopefully she's good in multiple areas, not just PvE. And we have the arena season starting up on the 20th all the way till April. My goodness. Drop right up, guys. Remember, always skip these. And here we go. On the 23rd. Okay. Next week we'll be able to summon for Fenne and the Proof of Love artifact. Man, Para looks... This Para look is crazy. I do like it, obviously, but it almost... No, I'll just leave it at that. She looks great. I do like the wolf Para. She's a wolf, right, guys? But yeah, this one looks good too. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and jump. I'll see you guys over on the Fenne preview. Alrighty, y'all. Let's go ahead and check it out. So it's Fenne. Okay, Fenne. Let me just say, guys, the snake bite, I know there's going to be a lot of Fenne fans out there. Let me know in the comments if this is your type of waifu. I do like when Smilegate kind of brings out these unique characters for sure. And I'm excited to see what the kid is. So let me stop yapping. Orochimaru. Oh my god. Says his brother. Oh, God. That running animation. Is she barefoot? All right. Thank you, sir. We'll take over from here, guys. Let's check it out. Ice, 5-star, Soul Eater with health and attack imprints. All right. Let's go and check out what her kit's about, guys. So skill 3, Love Bite, as we saw that spicy animation in the beginning. After consuming 50% of the caster's current health and inflicting injuries oh my god, more injuries, man. Proportional to the consumption of the caster. Attacks the enemy, absorbing some of the damage dealt as health. The caster becomes enraged for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's injuries. Okay. Let's read this again real quick. So 50%, so she's going to sack some of her own health. Right, which is very, with the Love Bite, the snake taking some health. The injury will be proportional to consumption. So 15%. Attacks the enemy, absorbing some of the damage dealt itself. So she'll get it back. And then she gets enraged as well. Honestly, it's a cool kit. I'm just a little tired of injuries. Wasn't it on the latest Dark Auden as well? It's just a lot, but okay. I'm waiting for the character that can kind of purge injury, but I guess we're going to have to wait for that. Maybe that'll be Para's job, the new Dark Para. So Love Bite looks interesting, guys. It's on a 2 soul gain, but a 3-turn after reduction here in the skill enhance. Let's go check the animation again and kind of see what they're showcasing here. That's what I always like to take a look at. So in the squad, we see, her. This isn't quite her brother, right? But it is a Specimen Says with a OBL and is that the Tenebria skin? Okay. So kind of a very offensive comp here with, we got some setups for the Specimen Says, but let's go and check this out. We're fighting a typical Ilinov, very tanky with a DD Ray kind of insert there. Let's meet that from here. So yeah, here she takes some health, becomes enraged, and then... Oh, wait, this is interesting. Hold on. Okay, I'll have to see, but she's starting with some injury, 20k health. And then after she does injure herself with this ability, right? So it is just straight proportional. Self-injury, starting at 20k. Oh my god, wait, that damage is kind of... We'll have to see what the artifact does, but the 32k to a haste. So proportional to her injuries. Sorry, guys, I'm going to go back and read this again real fast one more time. So it scales with the consumption on the caster, but as well as the caster's injuries too. Interesting. So we saw a 32k onto the haste, and she was a little bit injured herself, right? So she injured herself some more, but if you notice in the clip, she actually started with some injury from something. I'm not sure what that was yet. We'll find out in the full showcase later. See this real fast. Oh, I apologize, guys. That was a different showcase. Anyways, let's move on to the skill 2, and we'll wrap that up. I have a lot of questions here, but let's keep this train rolling. And let's check out the skill 2, Love Equals Pain. I like the art here. So we have a base increase 30% crit for free, so free stats. Attack and speed increase proportional to the caster's injuries ratio. Such a unique character so far. Upon receiving lethal damage, revives with 30% health and grants a bear to the caster for 2 turns. Okay, so self-revive. She also has self-crit, and then she also will scale with attack and speed, depending on the injury, which she can also injure herself. Barrier strength increases proportional to caster's attack. So she's going to be a very... Oh, hey guys, this was a Soul Eater? Oh my god, what is happening? This effect can only be activated once per battle. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And then skill enhancer will give you more health on revive, which you definitely do want to pick up. What is that? 4, 8, 12, 15. So 20%, 50% health back. So it'll come back at half health. And remember, guys, when you do revive, right, you do keep the injury ratios. She won't start from scratch. So this is one time where that's kind of nice. All the self-injury we're going to be doing is actually beneficial here, because when we come back, we have that increased health. What is it? The attack and speed, increased attack and speed, as well as all the other bonuses she gets from just having that self-injury. So let's see here. This is what I was looking at earlier with Abyssal Euphine popping off. But we'll check this showcase animation real fast. I'm assuming this is going to kill her, and then she's going to revive here. So Euphine, Abyssal Euphine goes in. Big damage. Our Fenne dies, but then she comes back with half health. That's all they want to show us. Remember, you will be scaling up that those buffs as well. Those stat increases. Skill 1, Intense Welcome. After consuming 50% of the caster, so I'm assuming maybe she just pressed an S1 with something. That's why she had some injury before that skill 3 we saw in the showcase. But we take another 15%. Inflicts injury proportional to the consumption of the caster, taxing enemy, recovering health of all allies. So I guess this is why she's a soul waver, because she can kind of heal the team on top of that. I like this character a lot, guys. It's very, very unique, very interesting when it is the caster. And additionally, you can also maybe counterpick her into units that have injury. So you bait out, with some tanky units. Your opponent picks some injury stuff, and then if they put too much injury on your squad and they leave up the Fenne that you brought in, take, for example, Guild Wars Arena as well. Units that will just hit you and give you some injury. You get some free stacks there as well, some free stats, some free damage. But anyways, when the caster's turn, if the caster's in rage, it activates Embrace as an extra attack, which we get in rage from the skill 3, I believe, but we can all double check that again in a second. So only on her turn, we get Embrace as an extra attack, which does immunity to the caster, attacks, and then damage dealt proportional to the caster's injuries. Okay, so everything always scales with the injury, her own injury, and max health and attack. So you just want to get a lot of attack and health. Start looking for that gear, guys, because that's where we're going to get the health from on the stats, and then that's also going to scale up a lot of our damage too. Okay, so let's go and see this animation real fast. Intense welcome, Fenne. Throw out the snake, I'm assuming. That looks so cool, by the way. She is in the straitjacket, right? And so the snake kind of just comes out and bites. I want to see that again real fast. How much did that do? 45, 65? And then we get the extra attack here, right? Because it is our turn and we are enraged. And it does about 94, 82. Okay. Still pretty good, honestly, for a soul waver, right? So proof of love, these snake fangs crave Fenne, but she believes it's just Papa's way of showing love. All right, this girl's got some issues, but all because she got some brother issues from Says. Let's see. So at max, we get this artifact will be 16% crit, and remember our S2 passive is 30, so that's 46% if you do max out this already. And then additionally, after single attack, a critical hit inflicts injuries equal to the damage dealt up to 12% of the target's max health. Okay, so obviously this does, always the artifacts usually, unless it's someone terrible, synergizes with the character themselves. So obviously this artifact just makes sense on her kit, but most of the time, a lot of times you also want to, if you want to discover the value of the artifact, especially with how many we want to pull, we want to know how good this is on other characters as well. Free crit is always nice, but in terms of the injury, is this better than some other artifacts? And then you also consider the fact that this is on a soul waver. So this is probably, at least for now, going to be mostly just for her. I can't think of a lot of other soul waivers that we typically would want that on, but you never know, right? This is such a unique artifact. It's such a unique character that this could open up some other archetypes, some interesting team compositions and things like that. I'll think more on this, guys, and then we'll decide. I don't even know. I don't think she's limited, right? Let me know in the comments, guys, if it says. Sometimes they update that later, but I didn't see anything so far on limited or not. But yeah, that means the artifact may not be necessarily something you have to chase after. Okay, let's go ahead and see the lobby animation and the final skill animation here. And then I want to talk shop. This is a very long showcase. Holy crap. All right, she's alongside Specimen says here. She says she's intertwined with the snake, and then you see the snake there, a little heart. All right, definitely a very unique character, guys. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of these types of characters. She's certainly crazy. All right, well, let's talk shop now with the demo. So, wait a second. Oh my god, I just realized, guys. I was about to say injury doesn't work on bosses, but all of her injury is self-inflicted. So she doesn't need to injure the Rift boss, right? Because injury does not work in PvE. Remember at the start of the video I said I hope she's usable outside of just PvE? I think this is the scenario. So this is why the showcase is so long, is because I'm assuming there's a PvP showcase that we watched earlier, and then the PvE one as well. Hopefully you guys also have your Alexis here, because they're showcasing this as a nice damage dealer. I believe Chloe got buffed. Didn't the Magic Nail get a change, a net positive change recently as well in one of the balance patches? So if you have these characters, Elena, Chloe, Alexa, they're already showcasing one of these comps. And usually these comps are pretty good. since Smilegate is obviously the one that designed it. But yeah, they're showing the Fenne. Is she the main damage dealer here? Her and Alexa, I'm assuming 24k. Then we proc. We have the artifact on as well, I'm guessing. Ooh, that's a lot of procs, a lot of damage. Okay, yeah, I think she is the main damage dealer here alongside Alexa. Very cool. Okay, so yeah, that's an interesting way to get around injury, right? Where usually injury units are not the best in PvE because it doesn't quite work against bosses. But if you're injuring yourself to get the damage, then hey, go for it. Okay. So we can skip past this, guys, and just talk about the PvP applications. I will say, though, I'm definitely going to be pulling this character because, one, whenever Smilegate shows that they're using the new Rift Showcase, they're probably going to be a very strong unit there, okay? So I think for that reason alone, she's definitely worth a pickup. And then if she can be interesting or fun, maybe even good in PvP as well, I think, hey, double whammy, right? Double dip, and I think she's definitely worth the value, so... All right, let's see here. I just want to talk briefly about the showcase, and we'll start wrapping up the video. We have the Ocean Breeze Luluka in this kind of spez setup comp. What does she synergize with here besides just I guess she's just a nuke damage here, maybe meant to deal with the frontline tank, like the haste. We take him out, and then we have the spez who can easily just extinct the hyper carries like the Abyssal Fiend. Here we go with the Fire Tenebrious, setting up with some stuns, hopefully. Some sleeps as well, excuse me, not just stuns. The sleeps is actually one of the Specimen says' recent interactions. He also procs off of that for his skill 3. But here we go with Fenne skill 3. Hit him with a Snake of Love, 18k. And then Specimen says here, going to set up a skill 2 first. Opting not to do anything just yet. With the Specimen says still alive. S1 procs the Fenne. We do get a strip, so he's going to get some healing with a Celestine bonus attack there. But, yeah. Setting up a lot of debuffs from this Fire 10-8. Look at that, my god. Full Monty. So many debuffs here. Another S1, 8400 to the dome. Follow-up attack goes straight into the Euphine. And this Specimen says here, we don't even really need him. To be honest with you, we've already procced the Holy Sack, and the Fenne's kind of just putting a ton of damage with the Fire Tenebrious sort of controlling everybody right now. Little S1 proc there. Fenne again. Get an extra duel, but not needed. We proc the extra attack, goes straight into the DD Ray. Man, this girl pumps out some damage. And then finally we have this Spez skill 3, just going into the Ray. Why not, right? Extinction. I think we could have ripped that earlier, but, you know, it's just a showcase. Whatever. Tenebria all the way back here. Bring on the dual moons. Can we set up for the Fenne finish? All right. In typical showcase fashion, we got a skill 3 here. And show me the damage. That's a 55.6k damage dealt to an Abyssal Euphine there at the end. Okay. We'll have to see cook on the comps, guys. I love the fact that we have we have a character that wants to injure herself to do some big damage. She scales more with the health and attacks. You want to build with a lot of health. I did want to see one last thing. That's not full injury just yet. So I believe on her kit, let's just go from the very beginning again real quick. How did Smilegate build her with stats? We want high health attack. We do still need crit chance, remember? But we don't need that much because if we use the artifacts, or even if you don't, if you want to offer a different artifact, you do have the 30% free crit on the S2 passive. Just keep in mind, you do need a crit with this character. Not just for the damage, but it's also part of her kit. But they did build her with 25.7k health. And then I believe at max injury, right, 50%, which she scales on her own pretty dang fast. Where is her turn here? Her health, I'm assuming, is just half of that, right? But I want to see the number. 14.8k health. Okay. And at 14.8k health, guys, she's doing 55,000 damage. This is a defense broken unit. I'm not really sure how the multipliers and all that scale, considering it's like her consumption. There's a lot of different power. What do you call them? Yeah, I think they call it POW when you data mine, but a lot of different scaling going to effect between the injuries, between the defense break, and then between, you know, her own, even her own attack scaling based off of her max injury, blah, blah, blah. Regardless, she does a ton of damage. She's a Soul Eater. She's super cool. She does have a little bit of sustain on her own. And she's also I'm gonna call it, guys, she's probably gonna be one of the best units for Rift as well, obviously. So I would definitely pick up a copy of her and her artifact. Hopefully you guys have been saving. And yeah, I'm excited to see this unit, test her out in both PvE and PvP. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.